Well, hello again. Welcome back to my channel. Katie Rolls With It. I'm Katie. And in today's video, I am going to do something a little bit different. I mentioned in one of my last videos that I actually have moved in to the 7x9 daily duo as far as like my ride or die, take it with me everywhere I go. Using it, scratching out all the things. And I said, well, maybe I'll give you a flip through at some point. And I was like, you know, let's just do it. If you're interested, great. If not, that's okay. I'm not planning at the moment to do plan with me's with this, only because this really is my, I use it every single day kind of planner. And so I struggle with writing my to-do list out for 3 days from now. And all I end up doing is migrating tasks from one day to the next day. And I would much rather use a sticky note and then write down the ones that actually got accomplished, or write down the ones that actually needed to be accomplished, that kind of thing. But I'm sorry, the lights. But this is my 7x9 daily duo. You can already tell it's chunky. I've just started using it. I'm annoyed, but Erin Condren knows my annoyance. I had it with the A5. She talked me into the rings. I miss being able to just fold her back on herself and write this way, and you just can't do that with rings. So Erin Condren and I are at an impasse, which is fine. I still love her paper. I still love her planners. I still love her layouts. I'm just gonna have to suck it up. I did get a like a pen holder that's elasticized that helps keep it together a little bit, but I took that off for right now. These are pictures of me and my husband. On the back I have pictures of our friends, and just I love this. I don't know, it just makes me happy just to see it every day. So anyway, I'm just gonna do a quick flip through. Again, we're like August 2nd, so we're barely into it, but I just thought I'd give you kind of a bird's eye view of what I am actually using on the everyday. And then of course on my channel you see me do plan with me in my hourly and in my A5 daily, excuse me, in my A5 daily duo. So anyway, I decided to get one of Planner Kate's full sheets, the cleaning routine, and put it on the inside of my cover. And the reason I decided to do that is because I don't ever use dry or wet erase markers. And so I'm kind of missing the opportunity to use this. And these are removable. And so I thought to myself, well, shoot, I'll put this on here and see if I can get much out of it. As you can tell, I've already gotten some things out of it. I haven't completely updated it for July just yet, but I've gotten quite a bit of things. And it's nice to kind of have just a thought process, like what I would do every single day, that kind of thing. But and then this has my name. This was from Simply Smith Stickers. She had like a bunch of different fonts. So I did that one. This is how I roll. My friend Rhiannon from Mama Replans, she sent that to me in one of my little goodie bags that she sent me. And my last name is Roll, and so it just very fitting. Loved it, loved it. So anyway, here on the 6 boxes, I decided to do books. I need to finish filling out for July. I think I only ended up with 3. I would prefer going down than over. I don't know. But, and then here I have my things that I need to do for every month, and then my kind of my yep, I don't know why I can't speak. My calendar, I used transparent stickers, and this is my key. It's nothing pretty, but it works for me. I do need to update it because I did take a couple more days off. So. Anyway, This was from one of my other planners, and it was the 25 things I wanted to do in 2025. Obviously, I moved in the middle of 2025 into this planner, so I just tore it out and I attached it. This is just the 2026 year at a glance. So these are the things that I'm still working on. Some things I didn't end up doing, but it is what it is. We're gonna continue on ahead. I like to do this every year, so obviously next year I'll do the 26 things I plan to do in 2026. I started doing it maybe like in 2020 probably. This is the cover of my monthly Erin Condren that I had for last year. That was my worship planner, worship planning and sermon notes. This is my paraphrase of my my life verse, which is Acts 20:24, which in scripture says, I consider my life worth nothing to me unless I joyfully tell of the grace of God or something along those lines. But I paraphrase it to, my life is worth nothing unless I joyfully fulfill the calling that Jesus has given me. And so as a worship leader and somebody who actively feels called to that, I didn't really want to give up that cover, but I also wanted to use the pictures that I had made. So I went ahead and I put that in, and I actually used that as a sticky note dashboard. So that's what I'm using for the back of this one. I could obviously at some point in time do the same thing, get one of those full stickers, that kind of thing. But and then I went with the neutral option, which I'm really glad I went with the neutral option. The only thing I wish is that the tabs were colored. That's the only thing. I love everything else about it, but if the tabs were colored, that'd be even better. I just put a few stickers that my mother-in-law got me, a little sticker bomb type thing from Amazon. And so this one says, today's to-do list: glorify God, Jesus, the solution to every fear, the answer to every question, the healer of broken hearts, and the anchor for our souls. And then this one says, it's okay to have Jesus and a therapist too. And as somebody who is currently in therapy and currently pursuing the possibility of going back to school to become a therapist, I definitely live in that space. So this is just the July tab, or I'm sorry, July divider. And then we go into July. This is a planner cake kit. And then I do my bills here. This is kind of my content planning, my measurements, and then my memory verse for the month. And then this is my worship planning, like as far as who's singing, what songs we're doing, that kind of thing. So I just used one of those 3/4 of a page perpetual calendars, and then here I had a habit tracker and just used some washi. And so I'm not really the greatest at keeping up like these habit trackers, which is funny because I keep up the ones like in my day-to-day, but I don't track the same things. So that's probably where I need to go back to. But and then as far as the first page, I made basically a master to-do list. I have them categorized: church, school, work, and home. And then this starts the week. So on the week at a glance, I do a lot of my church stuff on here. So we read a certain scripture at church, like a scripture reading plan. And then I take attendance for my different Bible studies, that kind of thing. Some of my church tasks, the worship set, prayer requests, things like that. So this one says, if we love God most, we will love others best. So it was kind of in that color scheme. So. And then I'm just going to quickly go through all of this. These are my weeks. Again, different color paper or pens, just writing in. I mean, it's just kind of, that was automatic. It's just, I just use it, The sticker my favorite little boy Parker gave to me, so I put it in there, and that was the day he gave it to me. So and you know, I used different colored pens. All this stuff. This was from our Sunday school lesson and then in the service. And then some of my therapy notes, and we get back into the, we get a glance. My weeks here. This is just, I really like having the extra pages in my daily duo because I can use them for sermon notes, staff meeting notes, therapy, things I need to remember. Like, it just is so good. And then here I wrote down the name of or the lyrics to a song that was making me cry. Here, this was the beginning of the week that I went to CUNA school. And so I put these down here because I had extra from this kit here. But I never really did anything with this. So this is definitely, you know. And then as far as the school itself, I really just made sure I did my morning and evening medicine, and then I put down kind of my classes. And a friend of mine who I met there gave me that note. I did pay some bills on that Thursday because that's my payday. But this was very like sparse because I did, you know, it was just basically the class stuff. So, and then my flight back. I do have this page here that I did not do anything with, which I keep them because, like I said, if I'm in therapy or something like that, I can always date this page for whatever day it is. Even though it won't be necessarily in line, it's still completely fine. And then I did put this as school projects because I am going to have a class in September that's going to list my 85-page paper that's due in April. So I went ahead and I left that there. Again, stuff for my church life. And I take attendance because we keep a master spreadsheet. And if I don't, I forget to fill it out. So this way I have a hard copy. And then we get back to the normal nitty gritty. I don't know about you guys, but I have so many checklists from different kits or different misfit kits or things like that, like, or I don't use the planner that they're intended for, and so I always mark off 7 of them and I use them as a habit tracker. It's a way to kind of do it without, you know, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of a thing. Some therapy notes here. So here, like, I use stickers because I wanted to like put all my stickers in, and then I forgot to take my medicine. I forgot to pack my lunch. So that's why I'm like, this ends up being quite a bit of a, like, it's a used planner, you know. Here I have boxes for everything, and then I did a couple things I didn't have boxes. So but it does end up being really utilized very much. I put a to buy list right here. I just stuck it in there. This, I had a major meltdown that day, and so I was making a note of that. I was listening to a sermon from someone else right here, so I started putting some of those notes. And then this is actually my A5 that I just put out, and then the kit that I'm currently using, just kind of stuck in here for right now. Then I have Sunday school and the sermon notes. I use stickies a lot. More of the sermon notes. It was a really good sermon. My church stuff here. And then here is the current week that we're in. just kind of going with the, so here's where July ends, so July 31st. So on the last page, I went ahead and did an August to-do list. So again, church, school, work, home. I also added a therapy section. And then what I have found, again, I'm sticky note queen. I have a Sam's Club order. I'm gonna do my measurements. This is gonna be my Katie rolls with it because I did my August monthly here, and then the dashboard. Last month in July, I only had a three-quarter dashboard. Nope, 3/4 perpetual calendar. So I was able to put my habits here. So I was able to do my bills and then a couple things here, my content and my measurements. And then what else did I have down there? I can't remember. Oh, my memory verse. And so I had to do it a little bit differently because I used a different kind of kit. I used a Planning with Jamie kit. And so I had to do it a little bit different, but that's what makes these so nice, is I was able to find a couple things that I could stick here. Well, it still says August, that kind of thing. So and then I just, like I said, I'm a sticky note person. It's my birthday. So I've got that. This, of course, sits in here because it gets me to my bills pretty quickly, into my habits quickly. And then this, I need to finish working on that. This was yesterday. And then this is today. So I'm filming right here. And then tomorrow, I haven't filled it out, even though I know really what our time stuff is. I could fill that out, but I've been enjoying and feeling less like a failure with my planner if I kind of do this either the day before or the day of. That way I'm less likely to have to just keep moving things forward. But the sticky notes help for that. So I went ahead and I put a little bit of washi. So this will be for my sermon notes tomorrow. And then this gets into the week of my birthday. I did go ahead and put some things, or like the shell of the kit down for my birthday, just because I was excited about that. And most often I know the hours I'm going to work. I must have known I was taking Friday off, but I'm taking Thursday off too, so I'll have to take those off. And then after that, I don't have anything else, but I do use sticky notes for different things. You know, I have a sticky note on each month for if I want to start a to-do list, that kind of thing, like future planning. But for the most part, this has just kind of become my ride or die. And I'm really loving it, but it's not as easy to film because I use it. I know that sounds funny, but I don't want to have to feel like I have to make it a certain pretty or whatever. I just want to be able to use it, and I want it to be, my real life kind of thing. So anyway, I thought I would give you a little bit of an inside look of my 7x9 daily duo. Maybe I'll do this again at some point, maybe once a month or once every, I don't know, little bit, if you guys want to see it. If not, it's totally not going to hurt my feelings. I know it's not as pretty as far as a lot of things end up, I feel like I have a plan for everything and then I don't end up using the boxes, and then I feel bad that I could have saved the boxes. And so I just, instead have been treating this a little different, that I'm just putting down the shell and then gonna do the sticker, or not the stickers, but do the plans very close, or much closer to the actual day. So anyway, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.